Hello, everyone. It is I, Xeno, from Land of Darkness, and you're watching another Dev Diary overview for Bloodlines 2. And as we saw last, 2 weeks ago, today's topic of this Dev Diary, number 28, are hunters. So, mortals who are stupid enough to try and hunt us. Well, let's read about these not very clever, but still formidable opponents. Let me just get myself. All right. In Dev Diary 17, so a long time ago, we introduced you to the Anarchs, one of the enemy factions you will face. Tonight, we want to introduce another, the I.A.O, or I.A.O. I.A.O. And here's a fun fact about I.A.O. or I.A.O. These capitals arranged in this manner are actually an old version or a way to say another word in Greek, and it is a form of tetragrammaton. So an old name of the biblical god. It's not like this name was out of use. It's just more Old Testament, Kabbalah, and stuff like that. And it's still used to this day by many occult and magic practitioners, especially hermetics. And I'm not talking about World of Darkness, about people who actually practice magic, occultists, people who are into this stuff. So that's your fun fact with me. I.A.O. is a name of the biblical gods, at least one way to say it. But moving on, the Information and Awareness Office, so that's what these letters mean, spearheads the US government's response to the blank body threat. Blank body is a term used by most hunters to refer to, kindred, canites, vampires. Body blank, no signatures, no temperature, no nothing, so blank body makes sense. While officially defunded, it operates on a large black budget that allows its hunters to face the undead under the guise of training missions and counter-terrorist strikes. Makes sense. And here we have one of the representatives of the I.A.O. Well, they say it's a secret, defunded, so not very legal, but she wears this. Yeah, stealth, sto. I mean 100. Sto means 100 in Polish, so. Agent Baker, does your kind still feel protective over the young? Do you still feel at all? Angel Baker is pragmatic and methodical. She leads the I.A.O. in its mission to investigate the blank body presence in Seattle. Sorry, Ksena, spieszłości, że to musisz wcinać. She thoroughly follows up on any suspicious deaths or disappearances and re-examines historical events to achieve her goal, to understand the monsters that she hunts so their elimination can be absolute, which is impossible in a way. Technocracy tried to exterminate Ravnos Antediluvian. Well, he still survived in a way, so have fun with that. Yeah, you can't really exterminate kindred. The youngest one maybe, but yeah, have fun doing something what mages couldn't do. The agents under her command respect her and have given her a nickname which she bears proudly, Mother Hen. Yeah. Makes sense also. I expect some jokes about it from hunters we encounter. So she's the only one we actually get to know a little bit closer from this Dev Diary, and she's one of the bosses, I assume, one of the our enemies we will have to encounter and do something about her. She's most likely not the final big bad, or the mastermind behind everything. She's more of a threat in a way. But yeah, very interesting persona. First and foremost, the I.A.O needed to represent a different type of enemy to those that the player would have already encountered in the game. As opposed to the rough and ready Anarch, I.A.O are a highly trained paramilitary force hunting a very specific type of prey: vampires. From their hard leather padded extremities or the glaring haze of the thermal weapons, we really wanted the I.A.O to both look and feel like an adversarial force an elder vampire would think twice about before attacking. I.A.O are human and thus use technology and tactics to fight their foe, so it was important that we convey the range of enemies and the threat they pose to fire as visually and discreetly as possible. Ranged enemies have large hooded ponchos, framing their piercing eyes from range. The more upfront melee enemies have wide dynamic stances as they swing their thermal buttons at you. So torches. They have techno torches. Yes. The weapons are military grade, so overall feel harder, heavier, and built for a specific purpose. The I.A.O may not have the perks of ghouls or vampires, but they are a formidable force using technology to their advantage. Project Art Director Ben Matthews. So yeah, they look amazing. They look great. I'm having Prototype 2 flashbacks. Yeah, enemies from Prototype 2 looked very similar. The Blacklight they were called. I don't remember. It was a long time ago. But yeah, these guys look amazing, and they also remind me of the wolf pack from the Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City. So that's also very cool. Amazing design, look heavy, threatening, and someone I want to kill. But yeah, despite them being human, they are a threat, so we have to watch out. For us vampires, hunters may not be the threat, but they still pose some danger, so don't underestimate any hunter. In one of my favorite quests to work on, Fire explores the I.A.O stronghold on Harbor Island, which is heavily guarded both inside and out by I.A.O agents, so the pretty faces we saw here. In one of the game's largest and most expansive combat areas, providing multiple ways to navigate the environment as well as allowing you to tackle objectives in whichever order you choose. So it's not linear, so that's good. The I.A.O have set up thermal shielding to block certain routes. Touching or going near the shield will damage you. You will need to search Harbor Island to find a way of shutting them down, opening up more areas to explore. So thermal shield, so I guess it's like a concentrated fire laser thing, and vampires don't like fire, so that's that. I.A.O agents are more organized than the other enemies you would have faced by this stage of the game, so Anarchs most probably. They patrol the facility in groups, making it harder to pick them off one by one. And their use of night vision goggles, searching lights, and personal radios requires you to be more strategic if you want to take them out without being spotted. So that would be a lot of fun for Banu Hakim players and stealth focused players in general. If you engage the I.A.O in combat head-on, they will use more militaristic tactics with better accuracy and knowledge of their weapons, knowing where to shoot you from the most damage. They wear combat armor, allowing them to take more damage than other humans, but are still weak compared to ghouls and vampires. They make up for their mortal frailty with an arsenal of anti-vampire weapons, which are the strongest you will face in the game. Thermal batons for close combat, so techno torches, which, unlike other enemies, will cause damage if you hit them when they are blocking your attacks. Oh, so that's cool. That's very cool. Phosphor grenades, explosive again, which create pools of burning damage to flash you out of hiding spots, and sniper crossbows. Sniper crossbow, that's not a term I suspected of reading today, which fire explosive bolts, causing a lot of damage if you don't remove them in time. That's very good for them. A favorite tactic of mine is to catch the phosphor grenades or explosive bolts mid-air and throw them back for maximum carnage. It's also a great quest for using Ventrus's position ability, getting an agent to attack one of their own, and hearing the panic screams of friendly fire. Senior game designer Martin Akehurst. Alright, so let's analyze it. So this was about the mission on Harbor Island in the I.A.O stronghold. So it will be not linear, a lot of enemies, and a lot of ways to do stuff. And combat also seems really dynamic when it comes to, hunters, the I.A.O agents. With their thermal batons, they can block and cause damage when you attack them. So that's cool. You need to think and not just mindlessly punch, because you will perish quicker. So that's very, very cool. And another very, very cool thing is that we have a video today. Let me align it like this and let's watch.
I admire your research. Perhaps it's time we met face to face.
Garlic and holy water are myths. Jury's out on stakes and crucifixes. You crisp up real well with fire or sunlight. I will fear no evil, for thou art with me.
Your god will not follow you here.
Sealed your fate!
Good stuff. Now let's analyze it. Obviously, the voice we hear in the background talking is this lady, Agent Baker. So yeah. And she's not very happy to see us. She wants to kill us. But let's analyze. So that's the stronghold, I think, on Harbor Island. So we have hunters here using some disciplines. Drinking from hunters. The finishing moves are great. I love watching how puny humans die. And it looks so good. I mean, look at the blood, the brains splattering around. Mwah, chef's kiss. Beautiful. Alright, the final decree. The graphics, the atmosphere, it all feels and looks amazing. Okay. So she knows garlic and stuff like that doesn't really work. I mean, depends on the vampire, the folkloric bane and stuff. But yeah, fire and sunlight are the two major weaknesses for us. The silence, so they're playing a Banu Hakim. Let's hear. This is the Banu Hakim outfit, I think, with the scarf. I really like it. It looks amazing. And the hair on fire, decapitation, the blade hands. Do we have gloves? No, we don't. So this is the possession. So we look how, of course, shooting. We can force others to kill their allies. So that's the high level of dominate, so vulnerability. The exploding balls, we can get shot by them and they hurt us, or we can pull them out and throw them telekinetically on our enemies. Okay. Hot. I burned myself, it's so hot. Nice. Very nice. Very, very, very nice. Fire. You set my heart on fire. Those who know, they know. Yeah. So this is most likely the point in the mission where we get rid of Miss Baker. We drink her, or kill her, rip her spine out. And yeah. Very cool. Very, very cool. I like it. I like the finishers. I like the atmosphere, the enemy design, the voice acting is really good, and well, fire looks hot. Yeah. What can I say? I'm legally and morally obliged to tell only truth, and that's what I'm doing right now. Santiago. So something interesting. The I.A.O aren't the only hunters to feature in Bloodlines 2. So I don't know if they are part of the Second Inquisition, we don't know that, or Society of Leopold on some other, or the entity, or what was the other, the department of something. You know what I'm talking about. But yeah, the I.A.O are their own thing, I think. But yeah, they won't be the only ones hunting us. So perhaps we will maybe meet some independent hunter cells. That will be cool for a mission, I think. Like they create some humans, create a cell and hunt us, without really knowing what they're up against, but they know we are vampires or something, so they're just, throw garlic at us and steaks and UV flashlights. Well, but yeah, there is evidence that an ancient hunter is active on the streets of Seattle. In the early years of the 20th century, many kindred met their final deaths at the hands of a hunter known only as Santiago. Multiple coteries were wiped out in San Francisco and New Orleans, their destruction attributed to this same relentless pursuer. At the site of each incident, an ornate metal memento in the shape of a sharpened cross was left behind. So this right here. Crucifixes of this form are called the Cross of Saint James, hence the name given to this hunter. Yeah. Saint James was a patron of one of the hunter organizations in World of Darkness, I think. I'm not thinking about Leopold right now. No, James. It was something with James, but I don't remember right now, so yeah. Speculation persists that Santiago, whoever they truly were, was a member of the Society of Leopold, one of the most ancient and feared factions of hunters of the supernatural. If that were true, Santiago would have seen themselves as soldiers of Christ, waging a holy war against the damned. Project Narrative Director Ian Thomas. So I have two theories about who or what Santiago is. Number one, Santiago is a title passed down from mentor to student when it comes to hunters. So, like Sith in Star Wars, there's two of them. Master is Santiago. They train new Santiago. They die, and the new Santiago now is master. Or Santiago is a vampire or a ghoul, an independent ghoul, or a vampire that, hunts other vampires, because that also happens. Not all vampires are friendly towards other vampires. I mean, very little vampires are friendly towards other vampires, but you know what I mean. A vampire aligned with hunters, it happens also. So a Findot perhaps, or someone older, a La Sombra maybe. So we don't know. But yeah, this is the cross and some body. Because it's a body, yeah. Behind the cross. It looks very cool. I at first thought it was a statue, but it's not, as it was pointed out to me on Discord. Perhaps it's Santiago, or it's us picking up this memento, this cross. We don't know, but it's interesting how Santiago will be implemented. Perhaps they will be one of final bosses, or they will be someone like Mr. X in Resident Evil 2, the remake, where they hunt us throughout the city. They set traps and, snipe us from distance, like leave clues or something like that. We don't know. Perhaps they will appear somewhere here, and, this whole web of conspiracy around them will appear. So that's that. And an interesting thing about this dev diary, there is no what comes next. So my theory is that in 2 weeks, or next week perhaps, because it's this state of play, I think, we'll be getting the release date. Yeah, that's only a theory, but when I suggested on Discord, well, many people were interested, and it would make sense to give us the release date right now, so we can, pre-order the game, see the bonuses for different editions. Of course, I'm getting the collector's edition. Perhaps I will do an opening video. That will be interesting. But yes, we don't know if there will be a collector's edition, but it will be cool, like I said multiple times. But yeah, that's that. I hope we will be getting the release date soon, next week or in 2 weeks. But yeah, that's that for this video. Thank you everyone for watching. Let me know, what do you think about hunters we will encounter, and see ya somewhere else in another video. Bye bye.